Next to the tier 2 bottom, it was weird.
They the Beastmaster free farmed and they just didn't really have any response to.
So if we think about MVPs for that specific game, we have the MVP vote running the entire series, of course. Oh, it's Cinder that's doing great here. We have Miracle as number 1, MVP 1. Exclamation mark MVP 1 if you want to vote. Exclamation mark MVP 2 for Matuma Man. Exclamation mark MVP 3 for Yapsor, who had an amazing clockwork. I don't know why he is not higher than that. Cinderin, I mean, this draft alone probably was a collaboration, but Cinderin is the leading man there. So MVP 4 with an exclamation mark in front of it for Cinderin, which a lot of people have already done. And then Quickfa, which...
How are you not gonna have Quickfa? He was 24 and 4.
Come on, guys. He was actually so farmed that entire
ridiculous.
game.
He was, I think it was, when they had 45 kills, he was part of 38 of them. So that's not even including Moonlight Shadows, where he may have used it where the other team, where the team went and got kills without him there. But he overall, I personally think that Quickfa was the MVP of that one. But Yapsor had some really outstanding plays of just singling out the Sven there. So
it was the lack of traps. If he just had those traps, he would have won.
Probably.
Yep.
No. So if you want to vote, it's still open throughout this entire game, but at the end of the series, it's gonna get closed. So make sure you get your votes in and vote sensibly, guys. Don't just vote for the people that you like. Vote for the people that actually you think did really well in the Dota game.
Yeah, just voting what Shiva wants isn't going to make her like her
sensibly.
anymore.
Vote for who I want to win. Jesus.
No, that's not how that works either. So, game 2, Escape already got game 1 in the back. What are they going to need to, what is Team Liquid going to need to change for game 2 here? Because...
They go back for the Timber.
Well, they go back for the Timber, but they...
Maybe they're going to run a mid this time, huh?
Okay, so if, let's say you are playing a pub. Let's say you're not gonna. Let's say that communication broke. You know, there's no TeamSpeak possible. All their microphones don't work.
Okay.
What's the easiest strategy to win with? There's gotta be one that is specifically better for solo queuing / playing by yourself.
What is this question about?
It's a question.
I actually don't even know what the question was. What?
So if you're in a pub,
so what should you pick if you're playing alone? What should you pick if you're playing alone? I mean,
Storm Spirit mid.
Well, you need heroes that can perform well on their own.
Okay, so you're saying on its own.
Morphling, Slark, something like that.
Yeah, that's right on individual skill rather than on team fight.
I mean, it's really not a bad question. As we've seen from most of the games that Team Liquid has won in the past, they really just let Matumba go off on a hero like Slark. Do everything that he wants to do, and then they just have everyone focus on Miracle. So it's not a bad question. I think that is kind of what they were lacking last time. If that Sven was a different hero, they could have really made some stuff happen there.
Yeah.
So
it was
I don't try to be mean, but yeah, we pointed out that the communication was bad or seemed a bit disconnected.
Seemed disconnected.
So then you can't fix that in one game in this 10 minutes that they've had in between games. So you still want to try to win, right? That's how that works.
Well, Escape gives them no mercy. They pick the same picks.
Yeah.
Same opener.
Easy peasy. I mean, it worked out last time that Slardar was going in and bashing everything. It was disgusting. And you can corral your enemy so well with that Warlock. The Wisp, they did no Wisp initiations in that last game. He was, as you said, the a la carte Wisp.
Yeah,
just a healing Wisp. So, yeah, they really cut him off there. I like it.
I
like that Liquid banned the Batrider too. I don't feel like they looked too comfortable with it. At least with Miracle on in the mid lane, it just seemed like it was a bit awkward. Almost felt like. So I like that they got rid of that. They're just trying to play a different game completely. Even though they pick up the Timber, so it still doesn't mean that it's gonna be like.
I'm checking who's drafting, guys.
That's actually a good call. Yeah,
it is Kuroki.
So it's Kuro both games that they drafted.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
So, all right. Nothing different?
Nothing different.
Ban's a little bit different, but the Drow was banned 3rd the last game.
If you missed the last game, we're going to replay it right now. Yeah, this game. So get ready. Round 2.
If you're Team Liquid, though, don't you want to play the exact same thing again, see how you beat it next time? That's a perfect practice, right?
Why not, right?
I mean, we all even said in unison, they've got a better draft as long as they, play their draft and not lose horrendously in the laning phase. They'll be okay. So maybe they're just like, okay, we definitely had the better draft. We just were not.
Oh, this is the mind games,
together.
dude. This is what you do. You do the same one, be like, yeah, you beat us last time. Now we're going to turn it on, baby.
Change up a little bit. Ban a couple heroes, too. Like, Mirana's a problem. Get rid of Mirana.
No, that's a terrible strat. Don't do that. Viewers at home, if you're playing against Team Liquid, don't do that, okay?
It is interesting to see what Team Liquid thought was the problem in that game. And they thought, okay, we don't have a tool to deal with Mirana in that game specifically, so we're going to remove it.
I'd sure as hell ban any guy that went 24 and 4.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, the Moonlight had a lot of impact to it, and it's that was like their only source of damage in the early game, even though they had such a great start. Like that was the Starstorm with everything was their big peak of damage.
Pretty disgusting stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of seeing Mirana, actually.
Filthy Mirana.
What? No, I like Mirana.
The one thing I do want to see, though, is at least you can, like, see the timer, you know? Like, maybe if you, like, click on the hero, you see the Aghanim's timer, you see, like, oh, like, 9 seconds until the next Starfall. It's I feel like it's, like, you can't really tell when the double Starfall is going to happen.
But you don't see that, right?
No, there's nothing like that.
No, I think that's one of the few changes that, in terms of people asking for changes, because they changed the stun bar, but you can now turn it off if you want. But you can't see that still. So
good. You know what? Everyone's always complaining they're making Dota more casual, and then at the same time, please add a thing for this. Add this. Make it. It's too hard now.
I hated the stun bar when it first got added, not because of what it is, just because it was blocking health bars. You couldn't see anything.
It was actually in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah,
I loved it.
The recent change I think they did, the change they did last night, I think it was super nice. Like, it looks clean, and it gives like. I mean, pros for the most part, you get a feel. You know how long the stuns are gonna last, but this lets you be like frame perfect, basically.
Yeah.
So you can you can like save yourself that extra click, because some players you stun, right? You click on the enemy, you see the the thing rounding up, and you use your extra disable right afterwards. But now you have a bar. You don't have to do that extra click. You can see what else is going on around you in the meantime. So kind of interesting little thing. Just wanted to note.
I like
note about the stun bar.
The only thing we don't like, I think we already talked about that at least before the show, is that if you zoom out, and for commentators as well, for commentators you want to turn off, because then you only see, oh, stunned gets dragged by disarmed, or the vice versa. You know, that's a bit awkward. But also, if you zoom out all the way, you don't see anything apart from stunned. You just see the health bar.
Boys.
Or you actually, you don't see the health bar. You only see stunned or whatever.
Boy and girl.
Yes,
we got some stuff to talk about.
Well, take it easy, you know.
Take it easy.
One
we got
step at a time.
Very important heroes just got picked.
The Yappy Earth Spirit, right?
Earth Spirit. I mean, they're taking advantage of them not having Jerax on the team anymore, and they're gonna pick up the Tusky. That was one of Jerax's favorite heroes. He's been out. Can someone fill the shoes of the Tusk?
Give me that Ursa liquid. Give me the Ursa right now.
What do you want in Ursa?
I love the Dazzle Tusk Ursa trail, because you just snowball the Ursa and heal bomb and he just blows anybody up.
Oh boy, that is disgusting.
And something that people used to run with the Tusk a bunch, just anything that can get in their faces like that. And I mean, Ursa's a pretty strong hero. I know they used to like it a good amount.
Dude, this draft is great. We're seeing a lot of people that used to be forgotten here in the Dream League. They're all coming out. All the stops, Shiver.
We saw Clockwork with Heat Tusk. This is teams just. I feel like it's weird to see new things coming out right now rather than seeing them in the qualifiers, because if you have stuff up your sleeve that you know works, which is probably the reason why they pick it, because they don't know if it works. Well, you're gonna save that for the qualifiers.
It's pretty meta
no
stuff.
Disrespect to the Dream League, but people want to play in the major.
I'm happy to see though that Escape is sticking with like their kind of the guns from last game too. They're going for this like big team fight kind of thing, because their team fight just looked immaculate almost in the last series. So now they have the Ion Shell on both the Slardar and the Earth Spirit, so they have two heroes that kind of just get accelerated by that, which is going to be very nice, and they can pressure multiple different lanes with that.
And vacuum into Crush.
Yeah, vacuum into Crush, vacuum into AoE Silence, into Fatal Bond, Disaster,
Disaster. Now, how's Team Liquid going to deal with that, though? Because they have a lot of single target stuff. I'm not seeing too much team fight. It's really all up on the Timbersaw, and that didn't work out last time.
Yeah, they should probably pick up some more. They need they need probably an offlaner. Unless like they change it up again. I really want to see this Timbersaw being in the mid lane on Miracle, unless they want to pick up two hard carries, but it looks like they've been kind of steering away from that.
Well, you're saying Ursa. So in terms of core going with the Tusk, is it preferable to have a melee one? I was going to ask, but I guess the case is yes.
Yep. The classic Nyx Tusk.
Nyx.
Neox.
Neox.
How do you say his name?
Nyx.
Nyx?
I would say
Nyx with the sniffle at the end, apparently.
Might be. Why Lifestealer here? I mean, he could do everything. Tusk's main thing is getting people away and then into the fight with Snowball. I mean, he could do that with any hero.
It was first 2 banned last game.
Okay. Just
so,
a strong
like you
hero?
said, he's just super strong. Maybe they just feel super comfortable on it. It's one of their... Right? It's another thing where they can just use it to, like, kind of feel like the way the enemy team plays. Like, if the Timbersaw TPs alone and stuff, like, they were tricky with it last time.
They were tricky.
The Lifesteal can just be infested in there. They can kind of change it up a bit. Self-sufficient carry as well, so it lets the Tusk and Dazzle move, which is a great duo roaming combo.
Okay.
So there's a couple different options they could go for here. And he can deal with Ion Shell, Rage, so he doesn't have to be so annoyed by the Ion Shell spam, which usually is pretty horrible as a melee carry.
All right, now, Fogged, save my pubs. Tell me, how do I kill a Lifestealer? You see a Lifestealer picked up, what's your counter pick? How do you take out that boy? Trap City.
You can't. Ursa's pretty good dealing with it. Shadow Demon's pretty strong versus it. Veno kind of fell out of favor. I don't think Veno's very good. Just heroes that can actually just like kite him too. I think like Sanking's probably one of the best just because he's ridiculous hero. I don't think it's like anything to do with the Sanking specifically. It's just because of how absurd the hero is in
just
general.
A lot of movement.
So, yeah, you have so many different ways to get away from him. The rage only lasts so long, like low cooldown stun. So even Slaughter is a pretty good option versus it, and Earth Spirit too, because you have the option to silence from fog. You have
BKB piercing stuns again, right?
Yeah,
pretty good.
And they actually don't want to face the Razor. Another annoying one, of course, because the Razor,
that's probably the best.
The static link doesn't actually break.
That's probably the best one.
Anything.
Knowledge bombs coming out.
Well, I mean, they banned it, so they set it up for me.
Hey, it's Lucy Doocy. What's she doing
it's
here?
Medusa, so it will be another off-lane Timber Saw, which is something that Escape was expecting anyway, because they banned out the puck.
But that's better though, because at least they have a dual core. You know, it's not a single core with a Timber Saw off-lane, and you just have like nothing to rely on in case things like don't go the way you want them to.
I don't know.
They got a backup.
Yeah, they've got a backup, and that kind of deters Escape from picking.
What would you say in terms of synergy between the 5 heroes of Team Liquid? Like, what's the one more combo that they're gonna go for?
I don't even feel like they really have one. It's just like a very straightforward lineup. It's just like, this is what we've got. Like, you can't really run into us.
Dude, what are you talking about?
A Weave Medusa.
Snowball in with Medusa. The snowball, they scares them and they run towards the creep. Then she throws the Mystic Snake, eats all the creeps up, and then they get hit last with the snake.
Anyway, so
all right.
they pick
Invoker. Invoker mostly for the EMP against Dusa or what?
I mean, it's good. Quickfire Invoker regardless is
I don't think he plays that much Quaswex though, as far as I know.
I do not know that.
Usually it's Exort.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Gives him a lot more physical damage, more Roshan potential, split push.
It's time, guys.
It's time.
Escape or Liquid, we were all wrong last time.
Yeah, we can keep the streak going.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go all in on
No.
Let's go all in on Escape, or is Liquid gonna do it this time?
I'm trying to remember what the heroes were. Okay, so
they're right here. They're right here.
Oh, they're right here.
On the table.
Oh, look at this. Well, this is curved and there's
Don't get up. You're ruining the ambiance of the set.
Let me just.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's good. Do one of those.
Get one of these going, like a little movements going.
Oh, too late.
We gotta go.
I'm gonna go with Liquid this time.
Liquid. I'm gonna go with Snake. I think Liquid's gonna get it.
Oh, let's do it again. Let's hear from our commentators. It is Game 2, Liquid versus Escape with ODPixel and Gods.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the ACSRG DreamLeague casting desk. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Gods, and we're ready to take you into what's going to be Game 2 between Escape Gaming and Team Liquid. So let's kick it off. We've just seen the drafts, Gods, switching it up a little bit, but Escape Gaming starting with a similar opening, closing with something a little bit different, and getting another kind of star hero for Quake for his Invoker. Liquid with this kind of dual core of Medusa and Lifestealer. What do you make of this?
Interesting. Different kind of look from them, putting Miracle more on a carry style mid while they've got the carry style in the safe lane.
It's very greedy, isn't it?
It is, but I imagine what Machu's going to be doing is once he gets his armlet, getting aggressive. There's some good synergy with the Tusk, the Snowball lane. You've got a guaranteed initiation. I'm a little skeptical because it's not just a farming mid and a farming safe lane, it's also a farming off laner. Timbersaw not a hero that gets away with having little farm and items. It's not like that initiating Slaughter type off laner or Void where you can get away with a small amount, go in the jungle, get your just levels and stuff. Timbersaw needs some good solid farms, so it's a little worrying that there may not be enough farm to go around. It puts a lot of pressure on the supports to be the ones creating space and securing the lane. So definitely looking at Kuro and perhaps to a slightly lesser extent Bulba to make stuff happen in the early game.
That's the thing as well. If you look at Liquid's lineup, in terms of making stuff happen, I mean, other than the Snowball, which in itself is not very reliable, where's the stuns at, Gods? I mean, it's Game Gaming, they're going to be surging and slithering all around.
Mind control. Mind control's...
Oh, he's dead?
He's dead.
Okay, I mean, mind control.
There's the stuns. They're on team with Skip. Skip took all the stuns.
That really is the thing. I don't know what's going on here, Gods. I mean, mind control, He didn't have a great start game 1. He did die twice in lane, and already in game 2 going down in the first minute. But the lack of stuns compared to Escape Gaming, you know, sprinting around on Error, surging around with the Darkseer, this is going to be a tough one for Liquid.
Oh, almost got mind control again atop. They tried to get the crush as he timber chained away, but couldn't quite time it. Still, they're zoning it. This is a clever approach from Escape, because mid lane is a Medusa. You're kind of wasting your time if you're an Earth Spirit camping mid against a Medusa just because of how tanky she is. So he's basically saying on Yapster's side, let's just crush this top lane so hard, and Quakeville will just do the best he can. Later on, we may see some help towards mid, but for now, they are having a fun time zoning out mind control.
Yeah, and we saw what Era could get achieved last game when he gets a good start, you know, get a good timing on the Blink Dagger and such. Era was absolutely on form with the Blink Crushes and Mind Control.
Ooh.
I mean, he's going to fall incredibly low with this one.
One more right click would have been a kill there. Cinderin was mid wind up on his swing, like ready. He raised his arm.
I mean, he has got a tango to be all right.
5 HP. Bloody hell, he didn't use the tango.
Mind Control did the maths.
Ugh.
Apparently.
Sunstrike? Oh, I heard it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that would have been big if it hit.
I think I think it was at mid. Okay. Quick maybe through a mid. I don't know.
I mean, this is not looking like the start that Liquid needed after being kind of rolled over at the end of game 1. Yeah, and coming into this one, giving up 2 kills.
All right, Owen, are they winning the offlane? Well, Escape's offlane. It looks like Escape is doing just fine.
Yeah, Kezu's getting farm.
So all 3 lanes being won. I mean, to me, winning the offlane is Kezu getting levels, but he's getting levels and farm. So
second highest on the CS.
Yeah, that's 3 lanes won for Escape so far. I mean, they're not major wins. We're still very early days. So normally you see 3 lanes won convincingly. It's like, okay, game over right there. But the lanes are at least manageable. But Darkseer pretty good against the Lifestealer in lane. Lifestealer just can't kill the Iron Shell creep fast enough.
Monkey John's gone jungle level 1. He's done on the offlane. He's had enough.
Talon?
No, he hasn't.
He's trying to farm it. That's disaster.
They've sent the Tusk up to the offlane. Kuroki's got to take over.
This is something else. This is no longer create space with Tusk. This is everyone just try and farm as best you can wherever you can. You're all on your own. No one's getting any help anymore. Everyone's just going to try and get what little scraps of farm are presented to them, because Escape have had the dream start, and Liquid have just decided there's nothing they can do apart from
and Yapso's added down. You know, they know that top lane, he's no longer needed there. Spirit. Yapso can start to rotate, comboing up nicely with Kezu as well. If they catch Bulver out of position, they can go for a Dazzle kill. Matuma a little bit harder with the backup of the Dazzle and the Rage potential. We'll see if they find anything at the moment. Just looking to disrupt the pools and such.
Mind control, maybe a fine for them.
They've got the ward down. They do see him, and it's still. He's now level 2. He's got a point of reactive armor. They're going to try and make a bit of a go. Mind control. And it's going to be blocked off as they will manage to take the rune away from this Timber. The top lane, Kuroki being forced back as Era trying to keep good control of the lane. 21 for 7. I mean, Matuma Man, of course, we talked down bottom. Kezu was putting on the pressure, but Matuma Man pretty much yet to miss a CS by the looks of it. But this aggression from Yapso, I mean, poor old Mind Control.
Yeah, so normally when you win a jungle, obviously Mind Control was not playing on jungle in 1. You get the Iron Talon so you can jungle. You don't jungle so you can get the Iron Talon. He's kind of got it a bit backwards this game.
Unfortunate plays at the moment for Mind Control.
He'll have the Iron Talon back into it. He's finally got there. Took him for 4 minutes and a bit, but he's got his Iron Talon.
Yeah, and of course, about 4 minutes and a bit, this kind of timing that when you do see people head straight to the jungle with an Iron Talon, they'd be a fair few levels ahead of where Mind Control is. So he's got a fair bit of recovery to do. Mid lane, nice roll in from Yapso with the silence as well. Can they do it? He's got the shield up. Miracle falling low. Actually drops the snake out. That's going to take a fair bit of his shield back, but he's got Bulba's back up. Quaifel will be forced back. Yapso looks to get himself safety out as well. So nice reactions there from Bulba to keep the mid lane alive.
Yeah. Miracle's having a decent time. Even CS, but still a lane where he's getting his farm. Same story with the bottom lane with the offlane, for the offlane of Escape, with Matu doing decently well, but definitely a concern that this Timbersaur is finding a home in the jungle. After he finds a few level, like realistically, you just don't farm fast as a jungle Timbersaw. So he needs to find some levels and then use those levels to go and make some rotations, make some movements with the Tusk, like around level 6 perhaps, maybe even sooner, like level 4 or 5. But at some point, he's going to have to make some smoke rotations with Tusk to try and fight his way back into this game.
Bottom lane, Yapzor continuing to try and put a bit of pressure onto Matuma.
What a play from Koikfa with the... He body blocked the Medusa going to the top rune, so she couldn't get there in time to pick up the rune. And then while body blocked, he then denied the rune. That was sick play from Invoker.
And Koikfa. That's it. Hold on for bottom lane. Jumping onto Matuma. He'll get the rage off. Forces Kezu back. Yapzor and Kezu, they're going to stick around with the stun and the Iron Shell stacking up. Oh, okay. Outplayed there. Matuma will find the kill with a quick infest. And in fact, he's looking to turn it into a double. Yapzor, low on mana, low of chances to get himself out, and he won't. Matuma keeps it strong there with a double kill. Meanwhile, up top, they did lose Kuroki as Era dove deep behind the tier 1.
Nice.
But Matuma with a double kill like that, maybe this is going to be more so the game where Matuma is going to have the potential to carry Liquid through it, you know, as opposed to his performance in game 1.
Yeah, that's what you need. When everything's gone to shit, you just need that one player to like step it up and say, enough. I'm just gonna make a huge individual play and turn this game around, because that 2-man gank on him went completely wrong.
Yeah, big miscalculations. They just did not think about the infest burst damage.
Yep.
As Matuma cleaning up very, very nicely indeed there. Keeping a light shining for Liquid this game. Mid lane, Miracle starting to push the lane in. The backup is there from Yapzor, but at the same time, Liquid, they've got more of a backup. And Yapzor, he's going to try and kick this off there. It's going to be heroes heading in for the side of Liquid. They're going to keep Miracle alive. Boba with a very nice grave just in time, allowing Liquid to turn it around, punish Yapzor. And kind of signs like this showing that Liquid are able to pull it together a bit better as a team as compared to the Game 1 performance.
Yeah, they were ready for that. They were just sitting behind him. I think Bulba's kind of realized that bottom lane is doing just fine. Matu's having a great time all on his own. He can just sit mid, wait for these rotations to come, and then turn them around with a nicely timed grave. So good positioning from Bulba. He stays hidden and gets the counter initiation. So now you look towards Era. Slardar is the next kind of hero to come online for Team Escape. They'll be looking to get that Blink Dagger up, fight around like an Iron Shelled Slardar.
And look how aggressive Era is playing that plan.
Yeah, he wants to fight, but Mind Control back in the top lane.
They might look to just kill Mind Control. I mean, that Timber Chain was not the Timber Chain he was hoping for. He will have the backup of Kuroki and more TPs. He'll actually look to try and turn now onto Era. Era playing it careful as the Shadow Work comes through from Sind. They can't chase him down, so Era will be able to escape. Forces a few TPs out of Liquid, but Escape Gaming don't get away with the kill.
Yeah, that's the good news. And bad news is Slardar's Blink are going to be online. No time at all. Warlock not that close to level 6 still, so still a bit of work to be done for Escape as far as to hit their main timing window, which will be kind of like the double Forge Spirit with the Slardar Blink and the Warlock level 6 Golem. That's when you look towards them making their first smoke movement, trying to get a kill, take a tower. Kezu's just got levels, which is really all he needs. Yeah, at some point you'd like to ideally have a mech, but there's no rush.
Oh, that is sweet. That scan. Oh, they knew someone was farming that at low elf. Fantastic scan from Escape Gaming as a reaction from Yapzor, just going essentially blindly in. You know, he knew that there was someone around there, but he hit the target perfectly.
And you kind of know a jungling Timbersaw is always going to be a bit low, even with the reactive armor points.
Brilliant.
He's low enough level that he's going to be half, 2/3 HP, which with the Sunstrike is easy kills.
Yeah, and you can see immediately, I mean, you know, Liquid head over, they're dropping ops in a sentry, being like, they've got vision here, they must do. How do they do that kind of plays without the vision?
Double sentry, because there's two spots. There's the spot by the camp, and then the spot by the tier 1.
Where's that ward?
It's just next level
plays. You know, just a normal play there for Yapzor.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just used to seeing Yapzor do these kind of things. Syndrome pops the smoke in the trees. They ping exactly where he is. It's a very common spot to tuck yourself away and hide, but it's also a very dangerous spot to dive.
And this is, you know, Liquid need to find something with this. This is time Matuma Man's off the map.
It's so dangerous.
He's ready to fight.
There's a TP on Darkseer, and you're fighting under a tier 1 tower by a Blink Slardar. So if you dive, once that Lifestealer Rage wears off, there's going to be a Blink Crush. Darkseer maybe TP's in, Iron Shells himself, Iron Shells the Slardar, and this fight goes horribly wrong.
And then a Sunstrike from Koifa comes in to finish off the deal.
This is the better move. They go bottom.
Yeah. And they will look towards Kezu here. Shards, and the damage isn't going to connect. And Kezu, I mean, surely they get this. They've got to. Kezu's looking for the dupes. Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. They do find the kill, but meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's all kicked off as Escape Gaming look to jump in. Managed to take down the Dazzle. Era is going to try and lock down onto Miracle, but Miracle pretty full on the tank in terms of mana. So they won't be able to bring down the Medusa. So, still, all in all, Liquid happier with the trade there as they get the offlaner and only lose Bulba on the mid lane.
Good call from Liquid just to not risk going top. You're right by a tier 1 tower. It's just such a death trap, and it's the low percentage play. They're at this point where they're not that far behind. The lane stage has gone well enough for them. Don't go for the low percentage plays. Go for the high percentage plays. There's a small chance Darkseer can juke and escape there, but you know there's no risk if you die. You go for that kill. You're by your own tower. So if anything, if escape come, you can then TP in further heroes to make sure you win the fight. So good call, and they get rewarded for it while also keeping Miracle alive in this mid lane. He doesn't need that much help anymore. He's got the levels where he's just tanky enough that his own personal sustainability can really do just fine. Perhaps a Slaughter Blink with Invoker, Cold Snap Forward Spirits could be a threat, but as long as he positions far enough away from the Invoker, he should be all right.
And the thing is, as well, I mean, maybe over time Escape Gaming can kill him, but the fact that he can sustain himself for long enough for some sort of reaction to come through from Liquid means that, you know, it's just a miracle. He's very much safe at the moment in that mid lane.
Another rotation from Kuro. This could be a bad one to go into. Warlock has hit level 6, level 7 now, in fact.
And he's TPing away from this as well, so they're not going to find him.
They feel good about this bottom tower. They want to bait the Darkseer, it looks like, although, yeah, they're gonna rotate the smoked up heroes. So this is a terrible lane for Mind Control to be in.
Yeah, and again with that movement from Kuroki coming in, they saw it under the ward. They saw him drop his ward as well, so they know that their own jungle's warded Escape Gaming, and meanwhile, bottom lane, they're finding the kills. They're moving as 4, take down Mind Control. So, again, positive actions happening for Escape Gaming. They'll try and turn this into a tier 1
push. They know where Quick is. They've scoped out the entire jungle, so they piece it together. Oh, they guessed wrong. They only saw the Forged Spirits, I imagine, with the Radiant Vision, so they thought he was on the high ground. But
and look, Kezu's coming in. He's going to play around with Kuroki. Little does he know that Kuroki does have a Timber Man in, but the Cross Era comes straight onto Duke. Oh, Yapdog with the stun! It's beautiful! They find both of them, but the turnaround will be there because the Stone Gaze comes out. Sin's there with the golems though, but Timber Man falling low. Bulba just in time with the Clutch Crave again. Era jumps in with the Crush, dazzles out. Timber Man, can he toggle his way out of this one? The Shadow Word's down. Can he play his way out? The illusion is chasing him. He rages as well to remove it. Remove the Fatal Bonds, but the Sunstrike, is it on point? No, it's not. Matuma Man moving perfectly to the side there. But again, these fights, I mean, Yapzor may have gone down, but he is playing a perfect Earth Spirit this game.
Still a one team fight for Escape, even with the Lifestealer getting away. Just it's time when Lifestealer is spending this much time infested, you have to be coming out on top and winning those fights convincingly. For Escape, they trade well enough, getting the Tusk as well as the Dazzle, so it's a 2-for-1, just supports going down. But the big thing for Escape is they have to be wary that now they're playing without the Warlock Chaotic offering, so they need to be a little bit more cautious about these next couple of fights. But I still just worry for Liquid. It really feels like this Timbersaw is just a huge liability because of how underfarmed he is.
This is going to be a free kill here. Sind is caught out.
That's a tough one. You're a Warlock, you're just thinking you're safe on your side of the map. And the problem is, when Liquid kind of roam through the enemy jungle, they have such great vision right now. Wards at the top lane of the enemy jungle, around the mid lane. Liquid have some incredible warding and vision to gain some great map control, but they've got to use that now to keep finding these pickoffs. It just feels like they're going to be playing without a Timbersaw for such a long portion of the game. Portion of the game where you're meant to have a Timbersaw. This isn't like an anti-mage or like some kind of Morphling which you can say, oh, well, it's okay. It's his job to keep farming. This is really where 15 minutes in you want Timbersaw fighting, but he's just not got the items to do that with.
This Roshan doesn't look like it will be contested at all by Liquid.
Yeah, they see enough heroes on the map to know this is a safe free one, and Liquid will just get a tier 1 tower for it. Not even last hit by Matamba Man.
And Mech's now done on Kezu. Quafer well on his way to the Aghanim Scepter on top of the Midas, but you know, as this all goes on, of course, Matamba Man and Miracle keeping up in farm. And this time around, you know, we talked about last game, if it went on late, they did have Matuma Man on the Sven to carry through. This game around, if it does get to a certain point, you've got a Lifestealer and a Medusa, and that's pretty scary.
It's scary, but I never liked the Medusa versus Invoker matchup. I feel in a late game sense, if both are farming really well, Invoker actually beats Medusa as a late game carry.
At the same net worth, it's just
you can't fight Invoker without BKB as Medusa because he's got the EMP in late game when he's level 25. He's got so many control spells with Tornado, Deafening Blast, and all that. You actually have to go BKB almost just because of all that, and that's just not an item Medusa ever really wants to build. So I'm not feeling great about Medusa being able to win the late game if she stays farm. But I mean, again, Liquid don't have to go for the super late game. They can just find like a couple items on Medusa, go with like a Manta style Dragon Lance and start 5-manning down some towers. They'll be very strong when Lifestealer gets his second big item. He's got the Echo Saber now. I guess the next big item after this with the like Desolator type item. So Liquid don't want to just keep farming and expecting to win the late game. They want to be looking to make plays.
Look at Era now hunting out towards the top, and he is going to be able to catch out KuroKy. KuroKy, he'll go for the punch slow. Maybe was hoping to block him out with the shards. The bash won't be there, but the Sunstrike certainly will, as KuroKy taken down and unable to retreat.
Yeah, nice find. Era is just so good at being active on his Slardar. 2 games in a row now we've seen it, and if you're Liquid, you're thinking we just have to keep away from him as much as possible. Look for their next play that they can make around Lifestealer's infest perhaps, but it's always this trade-off. The longer Lifestealer is trying to create space and be infested, that's less time that he's farming and maintaining his item progression. Talk about Medusa not matching up great in the late game. Lifestealer is perhaps even worse. Against Slardar, Invoker, the physical damage, that's something that Lifestealer is quite weak against. And there's some good control there that outside of the rage he's going to struggle to deal with. So I do worry for Lifestealer's ability to scale into this late game. I think Liquid are going to be looking to hit some kind of mid-game timing with this Medusa. That's going to suit them better.
Yeah. I mean, look at this, constantly Escape Gaming just looking to move from objective to objective.
Spotted. Yeah, had the smoke pop, and Synderen did plant the ward in plain sight.
Quick scan from Liquid to see if Escape Gaming are hanging about.
They're looking for the Ancient. They've caught Lifestealer. What a great start.
I mean, the control from YapzOr to set it up.
Oh, the amp damage with the Invoker Exort.
And YapzOr, he's not done. He goes in onto Kuro. He's not going to be able to find anything himself. So he's going to tag team in. Era. He actually kicks back the boulder smash.
Spirit player. I mean, this Dota player, YapzOr, is just... He is like one of the breakout players of the year.
I mean, I'm sure KuroKy's just looking at Yap being like, I used to have a player like that. I used to have a player like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's been good. And he actually hit the Lifestealer as he popped out of it. Yeah. They killed the dragon, and the stun was already rolling through. He didn't have a chance to use the rage because the stun was on top of him as the dragon died. It was just a perfectly timed stun into silence using the same rock. Perfect, like, stone efficiency. Beautiful to watch.
I mean, I guess that is one. They're obviously talking about the changes with the stun bars and silence bars. It's a bit of a dream for an Earth Spirit player. You just perfectly time the stun and silence one after another. In the bottom lane, he's got a stone gaze. He's going to try for the TP out, but again, YapzOr just turns around, kicks a stone to the face as Miracle trying to duke it out in the tree line. Era hot on the chase, again with another crush. Sin's got a golem, he'll drop it down, try and help secure this kill onto Miracle. A Grave will come out from Bulba, but it's a Grave and run as Miracle left for dead. And Era maybe not even be done yet. He's looking to chase, mind control. There's Era with the cut, Quaitfor with the stop off as he comes around the corner.
Well,
and this game, I mean, it's looking to turn into a train wreck even faster than Game 1 did for Liquid.
Yeah, this has just been a slaughter in so many ways. They're so good at catching and finding these pickoffs. That time it was the Darkseer setting it up. Not a hero you normally expect to lead the game, but he knew the Medusa just stuck around too long. He could cancel the potential TP by just throwing in the trees, and then the Slardar was there to back him up. YapzOr was just the guarantee that the Medusa TP wouldn't go off there, and Escape going to transition from getting pickoffs into towers, something that you can do so well with a Warlock Invoker type draft, and this is a very scary Invoker, 12.5k net worth, ahead of the Medusa by a big margin. We talked about how Medusa doesn't match up well against Invoker. As it is in the late game, when the farm deficit is this much, it becomes even worse. Just wait till the points in the Wex kick in and you see the EMP come into play. This is not going to be a fun game for Miracle.
Blink Dagger on YapzOr. As we saw, they're just fending back the Matuma Man Ancient. But this game, I mean, Escape Gaming, we've already been seeing it really as this league kind of continues, looking to be very much a lot stronger than this season than maybe a lot of people expected them to be. You know, we've obviously seen Escape Gaming develop a lot as a team over the past, but now really proving to us that sticking together, working out your kind of issues, ironing them out, it pays off. And Escape Gaming just with some really tight performances lately.
Yeah, they were an interesting team because they really peaked at the TI qualifiers, and a lot of people were like, yeah, they won that and they played so well, they deserved to be at TI because of that. But then their TI performance was obviously against the best teams in the world. They finished last place with 3 other teams. And then it was kind of like, are they going to keep playing great Dota? And they've stepped it up, and they're playing better now the last couple of weeks than they were playing at TI for sure. Better than they were playing in the TI qualifiers. This is Escape reaching kind of new peaks.
Smoke up for Liquid. They're going to see if they can get something done. KuroKy, Mind Control, and Bulba ready to move towards the mid lane. We'll see if they can catch anything out. Matuma Man's going to look for the lead in onto Era. Backup is on its way, but a snowball into the face of the... it's not enough. Indeed, Sindo with the force out. Yapsa jumps in, hits the 2-man stun, gets the magnetize out. KuroKy turns back with a punch, with the vacuum back, immediately eliminating KuroKy from the fight. Yapso's not done. He's going to look to set up a boulder smash for more, potentially. Bulba on the run. The jump forward. Again, keeping the magnetize going beautifully. Yapso finds a second.
Matu in trouble. He's got no range.
And Era's not done. He might look for a potential blink here. See if he wants to dive behind the towers. We've seen the aggression of Escape Gaming before. It will continue as they move in onto the tier 2.
That was another great boulder smash coming out from Yapso. He forced the lifesteal to rage. He would have hit the lifesteal, so he raged when he wasn't even in melee range of any hero. So he did 0 damage during his rage. Then he had to fall back, and he was going to get hit by the Slardar Crush, so he had to infest a creep. Basically, lifesteal used all of his strong spells just to keep himself from getting stunned. Oh man, this is getting tougher and tougher. Escape are just playing so well as a team right now.
Yeah, Greaves on Kezu as well. So these team fights are just going to get harder and harder for Liquid. And Quake looking to make a bit of a statement like he did in Game 1 in terms of his farm. 14k net worth.
He is.
Nearly 50% ahead of the 2 cores of Liquid. Matuma Man and Miracle starting to fall behind of this Invoker pretty massively at just 22 minutes in.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, to be that top team, you really need that star player who can just have those stand-up performances, and that's Koik for Escape. Like, Era is very stable, and he's great on the, like, all kind. He's very versatile. Reminds you a lot of like a player like Loda. Can play the hard carries, can play the tempo controllers, can really do a lot. But Koik is the guy who just plays the flashy heroes, the heroes that he can put his team on his back if needed. Not that Escape needed. Everyone is delivering. Everyone's doing their job, and the draft has worked out very well for Escape so far.
Yeah, and it's quite solid to see as well recently, Kezu is stepping it back up. A few people would have said that maybe he was the weaker link at the moment on Escape Gaming, but we're seeing when you get him on these signature heroes like this Darkseer, he's able to turn up 23 minutes in, hit the item timings, get these kind of vacuums, these setups, allowing Era and such to close the gaps. And, you know, by all means, just managing to work perfectly as a team, Escape Gaming. Something that very much has seemed to be an issue that Liquid still working on. And as of today, with performances like this, there's still definitely issues with the lineup of Liquid that they just haven't quite cracked it.
It's not just been like a few bad games in DreamLeague, it's been other tournaments as well. And Liquid are going to have to get things together quickly with Boston major qualifiers coming up. Escape, though, they're not done. They seem to be in prime form right now, and they're smoked up, looking for their next move already. There's just so little downtime between the plays they make. They take a fight, take an objective, then they back off for a little bit, pick up an item, and they're already good to go right after that. They've scattered that Miracle with the scan, although he will TP out of it, so it doesn't seem like this will lead to too much. If anything, it's Koik, though, who needs to be a little bit careful up bottom.
Koik, though, not looking to break his flawlessness this game yet, to be taken down. He'll keep it safe back up.
Yeah, and if you're Escape, you're basically saying, wait for Roshan. There's no... they've taken every outer tower. It's a bit of a stretch to push high ground right now. Matu has been scattered out here by Koik, and they're bringing in Slardar.
Okay, they need backup. They need it quick on the side of Liquid. It's not going to come in time. Matsu's gone.
Koik
down for 50-odd seconds.
He found the lifestealer, he went in biz and just waited for the rage to wear
Escape
off.
one more. They're surging forward. The tornado from Quake is going to catch out Bob, but they jump in the boulder smash. Ain't going to get it, but the Sinus will. They'll jump in with Era onto KuroKy. KuroKy's out. Bulba to fall as well. again, you know, Escape Gaming, they get one pick off, which in itself is fantastic, but then they're just able to chase down, moving on to more, pick up 2 bonus kills essentially, and just pulling Liquid to pieces. And Liquid just struggling to get it together at this stage.
Yeah, Miracle's got some good farm. Like, he's got his item time as you'd expect from Medusa at this stage, but no one else does. And Invoker has been just power farm because of all the kills. 11 and 0. The Midas has really kicked in, and it's going to be another Roche, another Aegis on the side of Escape. Probably see Slaughter pick it up again, although there's definitely an argument for Quickbit to take it.
We'll see where it goes.
Slaughter being the initiator. Yeah, he'll take it. Yeah.
Ari gets it.
And boy, Koikva, ultimate orb there. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Lincoln's is often an item you want to get just for defensive purposes when you're ahead, but
there's not a lot to get it against.
Yeah, no, so maybe it's just gonna be a sheep stick.
Yeah. Yeah, sheep stick would be nice.
Yeah. There's no reason not to. You can initiate on the life stealer.
They want Koikva so bad.
It's a big kill to get.
If they can get it, indeed. It's going to be a lot of money. Koikva, can he play his way out of this one? The snowball to lead in. He's in a lot of trouble, surrounded by them all. No way he gets out. Koikva taken down, and the money going into the hands of the Lifestealer. Matuma Man is going to be very happy with that pick-off.
Yep.
But the question is, what is he going to be able to do with that gold? He's got 1,400 now on top of the Deso, and a nice gold swing. I mean, these pickoffs like that, if they continue to happen, will allow Liquid to catch up, but they certainly need a fair few more of them.
Yeah, 2.6k gold swing in 1 kill. That Invoker was farmed. And Liquid, the second they were heading top before I think even Invoker showed there on the map, so they were ready for that move and ready to make a play there. So slow down Escape and kind of buy Liquid some time. Buy away time from the Aegis. It's going to be only about 2.5 minutes left of the Aegis by the time Koikva's kind of back up in position to look to fight. Error at top has found Dazzle. That's an easy solo kill. Doesn't even get a chance to use a grade.
He might be able to play onto mind control as well, to be fair.
Yep.
He could chase this, and he certainly looks to be doing so. He's moving forward. Mind control, Timberchain a little too far for Error to be convinced to chase on for more. So mind control will be spared. But yeah, as you said, just Error finding kills like this. It's going to continue to keep him in a good place.
When you're finding kills during your team's it's downtime anyways, because Invoker was dead, so you weren't going to go for a push anyway. So finding a kill is just, that's extra, that's free. And this game for Escape is feeling a bit free right now, with Liquid putting up very little resistance as of yet. The Medusa, Manta style maybe going to be complete soon. That's where, I mean, it's going to be a high ground defense. That's where Liquid will be able to shine with the Medusa, but they've got to put themselves in a position to have the items necessary to succeed.
I mean, Escape Gaming look to find a pick-off for the moment. They'll jump in. They've found Mind Control with the Sunstrike for Koikva. That makes short work of it. Mind Control hitting the decks, and of course this is just after he picked up the Bloodstone, so straight away losing 4 charges, being knocked back immediately with that purchase.
Yeah, it's just too straightforward for Escape. Bread and butter kills. They're not really done. It looks like they will now go and make that high ground play with about 2 minutes left on the Aegis, plenty of time. They don't have to rush things here. They can kind of slow roll it if they really want, try and find another pick-off even. And ultimately, they don't have to end the game right now with this Aegis. If they see Liquid just sitting as 5 on the high ground, they can say, well, look, they're just going to sit there, spam out the lane with Chakram, with the Medusa on the front lines. Let's farm the map. Let's farm their jungle. Let's farm top, middle, bottom. Let's keep them in this little circle, or like this kind of little quarter circle around their base, which they can't leave.
And here's the push. As you said, Liquid in theory with the Medusa in search of good high ground defense. We'll see how it comes into play here. They'll clear out the Forge Spirits with the Mystic Snake. Koikva backing up there. I guess that's one of the things with the Lincolns blocks the bounce from the Snake, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if you throw it...
So you're not losing the mana.
I think if you also throw it directly on a Koikva, it doesn't even bounce off of you. I'm not sure. It's one of those spells I'm not entirely sure about how it interacts with Lincolns.
Liquid actually, with this 4-man smoke, looking for some kind of wraparound. It might catch Escape Gaming out of position. They get the scan onto Error. Let's see if Liquid can actually pull something off here, as the 4 of them have managed to get out of the base. And at the moment, just kind of hanging around the mid lane, feeling a little bit scared about moving over into the hands of Escape Gaming. And Escape Gaming, I think they're starting to realize that something's up. Pings come out from Error saying that, hey, just pinging out to the north of him. And this is going to allow, Koikva to get a fair bit of damage done to the base here, as he'll take the tier 3 down. And Liquid, it looks like they won't actually pull anything off there with that smoke. Maybe hoping that Escape Gaming were going to put pressure on bottom, move around to mid, and then Liquid can kind of pincer them in. But it wasn't the case.
Yeah, hoping, like you say, some kind of play to present itself for a hero to fall out of position, but didn't really happen. Have bought time, Aegis close to expiring, but so far it's been quick from the front lines. Hasn't been a necessity to have an Aegis to defend necessarily.
Oh, and they're ready to move in immediately on to Miracle. The EMP's down. Miracle out of mana, being bashed up as well. Bash, bash, bash. They just don't stop. Miracle will finally get back the vacuum for Kezi. Drops the wall as well. But Timberman tried to initiate with Croaky. Turns towards Era. Era's down, but he's got the Aegis ready for round 2, and they've already lost Miracle. He's out for 70 seconds. No flyback available. Era back immediately. Gets the crush off onto the Timberman. Both with the cores down for a full minute without buyback. Escape Gaming are going to be allowed to hammer in onto the bottom set of racks, maybe look for more as well. Fortification will come out from Liquid, but with only 3 members alive, 2 supports, and an incredibly underfarmed Timbersaw, there's not a lot they can do to stop this onslaught.
Yeah, that was so good of Era, knowing the Aegis timing. Something we've seen from Escape before, often they punish opponents for when they've had Aegis and they've gone in right as expired. They went in with just enough time for Era to initiate, get the kill on Medusa, and then he dies. It doesn't matter because he had the Aegis. He died about 5 to 10 seconds, perhaps closer to 5 seconds before his Aegis was going to expire, and that was definitely a calculated play from Escape and Era to go in at that time, let Era die, let him go down. You can even let yourself get low by using the armlet, and they get themselves a Medusa who committed to the Manta Cell, so she didn't have buyback, and they get 2 lanes of racks off of it. Off of that, Escape had pretty much sealed the deal.
Down 2 sets of racks, as you said. In terms of pushing the waves back out, you do have Miracle, who's in a reasonable shape on the Medusa, but that's about it. I mean, other than that, you could say mind control, but with the position that he's been knocked back to, you know, sitting around on just the Bloodstone at 32 minutes in, really, it's not great news for Liquid. They're going to have to hope that Escape Gaming come up with a big mess up, and at this stage, perhaps multiple to really bring it back in. It's over 20,000 net worth lead to Escape Gaming, as one of the series as well that seems to be one where we're potentially seeing 2 stomps come out. We've seen a lot of other series where we see a stomp, but then maybe an even second game. But this one, at the moment, looking to be 2-0 for Escape Gaming, and both games very confidently so.
Yeah, playing the off-lane Timbersaw against dual lanes and tri-lanes is a very volatile way to play the hero in draft, because if you fall behind, if you struggle and suffer, the hero offers nothing. He has to spend so much time farming to catch up. They played this game without a Timbersaw. Mind Control's just had a slightly off game. That first death or 2 really cost him, and since then he's been playing catch up the entire game. He's never been playing fight mode. He's never been able to offer anything to his team. And Kura top one.
Getting kicked by the Earth Spirit.
Well, Mind Control's got a Bloodstone, but I'm not sure that's going to amount to all too much.
AC down on Era as well now, so they're going to be able to make even quicker work at the base of Liquid once they get their hands on that final set of racks. Escape Gaming looking to be in a great place in terms of performance and morale, as obviously this week leads up to the qualifiers. It's just got to be great for the team to have performances like this.
Yeah. They are looking dominant here against the team they'll be versing in those qualifiers. Koikva just right-clicking down those racks.
Era jumps in and hits the crush up. The follow-through's going to be there. The golems dropped from Sind, and there we have Mind Control being popped immediately. Miracle will come out with the Stone Gaze, trying to turn around, but they're losing the melee racks. They're going to fall. Kezu hitting a killing spree as he brings down Pulver on the back of him. But Timberman jumps in with the rage, but Era's there with the crush. Mind Control doing good damage there with the Chakram. They'll actually take down Era. The question is, can they get anything more? Liquid, they need to find something else. They look towards Sin, but Sin gets out with the TP. Yapso and Koifa maybe thinking about playing around with these boys. But Timberman, Croaky, Mind Control moving in. They're going to play it safe, back up.
Yeah.
No need to do anything too crazy here at the moment, as all that stands between them and Mega Creeps is that last range Rex on the top lane now.
Yeah, I think Liquid at this point is probably just playing things out to work on some of their teamfight execution, just working on their communication, because this game is probably a game most people would have GG'd out after losing that 3rd melee racks up top, and having to buy back 2 or 3 heroes means their economy has suffered even more. It's now a 25-30k gold lead, pretty much reaching that unrecoverable position.
I mean, maybe they are saving strats for TR qualifiers, guys. I mean, major qualifiers, sorry. I mean, that TR that might be what
TR qualifiers also works, you know. But yeah, this is
If you're a Liquid fan, I think that's what you're going to be hoping.
Oh no,
you're going to be hoping this is all some kind of massive, setup from Liquid being like, oh no, look at us, we're struggling, and then bam, in the qualifiers they turn up and Miracle comes through with some A-game performance, and Liquid essentially playing around him like OG did and creating that space and platform for Miracle to perform. But at the moment, it's maybe a little bit of a pipe dream to hold on to.
Yeah, I mean, right. That's exactly it. You look at the caliber of players on this team, they have that potential to be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, 2 9Ks.
2 9Ks. You've got one of the best captains out there in Dota 2 and Kuroki. I mean, this Liquid team, as well as the other core players go with like Mind Control, with Kuro and Matu. This was like one of the top 3 teams in the world for a long period of time, with Newbie, OG, and Liquid being like the clear 3 best teams. So the potential is there, but it's just feeling like so far with the roster changes, it just hasn't really clicked. It's been like some of the iterations of maybe Secret, where they brought in like all these, like when it feels like Secret when they brought in Universe and Artesia, and it's like, oh, this will be the best team ever, and then nothing clicked. It didn't really work. It's right now feeling that way. Not to say it's going to end that way.
I mean, I think as you said, that's the thing. You give this kind of lineup of players another month or so, and they're going to work it out. Liquid with this kind of lineup of talent, if these guys could absolutely be back in that top spot that Liquid were in.
Right now, they don't have a month though, and
they don't have time before the major qualifiers. So it feels like they certainly have still got work to do in these last few days in the run-up. As you know, it isn't just this performance, and it isn't just in DreamLeague. It is in multiple tournaments that we've just seen Liquid's bad side, but we've also seen Liquid's good side. They have come out with performances that have been, kind of akin to the era of Liquid that we had before this lineup. So we know the magic is still there. They're just having trouble of bringing it out each and every time. And a bit of a courier chase here, as that is a painful courier death, dropping the Eagle Song and the Talisman of Evasion for 3 minutes on the sidelines for Liquid. Something that they would have desperately needed for this upcoming defense.
Yep, that's rough. That would have been, she could have sold her Aquila and then had the quarterstaff to complete the full butterfly. That would have given some very small hope to the high ground defense. Still, again, without a BKB, Medusa with a BKB, it's terrible. Without a BKB, it's perhaps slightly more terrible. It's going to be tough.
Here we have Quaker.
Max Wex almost. He's 1 level away from having the Max Wex, and that's when that EMP is just going to destroy your mana pool.
Just starting to whittle away at those range racks. No need for Escape Gaming to rush it at this stage, as they can play as carefully and cautiously as they wish. Again, Sin picks up the Vlads. Because I think this wasn't as quick as game 1. I think he got. I don't think he got the Ghost Scepter actually in game 1. So changing up the build a little bit here. Sin with the Warlock.
Let's go with all the teamfight items, and the Ghost just means he wants to mostly be using his full staff to help out and save teammates. So the Ghost basically means if Lifesteal gets on top of him, he's got an escape. But there we go, no contest for the last racks. That's Mega Creeps.
The fortification coming out after the racks have gone down.
It's feeling like a team kind of in disarray, really. Something is gone astray in the Liquid War Room.
I mean, I do hope that Liquid do bring the magic back for the qualifiers, because this lineup, it really feels like if they do manage to make it work out how to play around each other, that they can do amazing things. But at the moment, it's just a little bit sad to watch.
Yeah. Especially a game like this where it's just like you're being beat down, you're already down the ground, you're out, you've tapped out, but, well, you haven't tapped out is the problem, but Escape just keep on kicking you while you're down, and you're trying to claw your way back up and keep on fighting, but realistically, they don't have a fighting chance in this game. Mega Creeps with this advantage, with these heroes. I mean, the Koikva Invoker has just put on a show for us, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
I mean, of course, not to take away as well from the fact that Escape Gaming have been playing great. You know, this isn't necessarily Liquid just not performing and Escape Gaming having an easy game. This is Escape Gaming playing at the level that we've seen them at previously in this league. And, you know, they've been doing this to other teams as well, Escape. They've been giving us incredibly strong performances against multiple lineups. And indeed, Liquid at the moment seem to be no kind of hiccup for Escape Gaming. I was looking to claim another 2 wins here in the league, which is indeed going to put them in a very nice place in the overall scheme of things. And there we have the first bit of action for the last few minutes as Era jumps in onto Miracle as the backup. Well, Miracle's already dead for 80 seconds. 1 column's down, the double wall comes out from Kezu, and it's got to be all over now for Liquid. 4 dead, 5 dead, GG well played is called. Thanks. And Escape Gaming with a very convincing series there. Fantastic performance from Sind and the boys, and Liquid just with a similar caliber of performance that we are used to seeing at the moment from this current roster. So unfortunate for Liquid. I'm still hoping to see the Magic come back one day, but the Magic certainly is there for Escape Gaming, looking to be in fantastic shape coming into the qualifiers this week.
Yeah, that's definitely the takeaway for me. The big thing, it's really props to Escape.
Absolutely.